Hi guys, AJ here. Today I have the ManjaroBox on my laptop. I actually had a meltdown, if you would, on my laptop using the Manjaro XFCE edition. It wasn't anything that Manjaro did, it was purely me. I tried to push the limits of my computer a little too much, and then my desktop just wouldn't open properly when I booted. So I thought I'd give a lighter distro, or a lighter Windows manager, a try. And OpenBox is definitely a lightweight, minimalistic type of distribution and or Windows manager. So I have a fresh install of Manjaro OpenBox Edition on my laptop right now, and I went through the Turbulence setup wizard, but when I finished, I did not have the Firefox web browser, which I chose to install, or a couple of the other little things. It did take Midori off, so now I have no web browser. Now I could have done something incorrectly, which is entirely possible. I don't see Turbulence anywhere here. So I'm going to go into the terminal. And we have it back up. And just move that over. This will probably be a lengthy video. What I am hoping to do in this video, and I may break it up into several smaller videos, is I want to customize this to look a little more, I don't know, modern, pretty. A lot of people like the dark theme. I like dark theme, but I just want to see if I can modernize it a little bit and make it look a little different. Theme it. I like the Numix theme, so we'll see. So I want my 10.2 panel, which is the top panel that you see right here. I want that at the top. We'll leave that. And let's change the desktop wallpaper just for fun. And let's choose a couple of these. FileZilla, Firefox, Transmission. Oh, Multimedia. Let's choose Audacious. Oh, I keep doing that. And GIMP. Unir. Under accessories, of course, HexChat for, and don't use it a whole lot, but we'll install PAMAC. And what about the extras? Oh yes, we need the AUR support. That's a no-brainer. LibreOffice for my work, and multimedia support, and we'll throw printer support into just because. Okay, verify that. Type in my password. Are you satisfied with the install? Well, I didn't really see it do any of the installing of the software that I wanted. And if no, well, that's kind of crazy. Wallpaper. So evidently Turbulence has an issue. It's not pulling down the software that I want. So of course we can't not have a browser, so we'll do sudo pacman s fire. Help if I actually spelled Firefox correctly. Yes. I have 2 gigs of RAM on my system, and you see I'm only using 17%. The CPU is dual core, and the CPU is shot up. I've always found that when I'm installing software and using Pacman, the CPU usage always is shot up. Now, to compound that, I am running the screen recorder and the webcam application. Well, this is rather frustrating. You get Manjaro XFCE edition and all your extras, all the things that you normally would find, LibreOffice and whatnot, would install. I understand why Manjaro OpenBox Edition is like this, because when you download or you want to use OpenBox, you want a very minimalistic operating system that you can tailor for yourself. But if you're going to throw turbulence in, that needs to be working. For simplicity's sake, it's not that I can't go in and put this all together. I can. But when somebody's busy, like myself, you really don't want to be wasting your time setting up a box. This is supposed to be one of the staples of Manjaro, is simplicity. And I really would like for turbulence to pull down the programs that I wanted to pull down. These are the ones that are easy to pull down. I mean, I can go in and I can pull all this stuff down fairly easily. It's this multimedia support and the AUR stuff that I wish it would just do it. Now I don't even know if I'm recording anymore. I lost my 10.2 panel. Let's try doing a maybe turbulence wasn't running properly because there was evidently a system upgrade that needed to be done prior to turbulence being run. Now, it should have flagged saying that there was an update or something like that, because most people, when they would start up an operating system, what would they do? Well, they would run the turbulence program, because that automatically comes up, and they'd run it, and of course, not working. So it's okay. It's okay. We'll get by it. I've been without my laptop for a couple of days. I've been working, and then I'd come home and I'd work pretty much all evening. I've tried different distros. Tried a couple of different Arch-based distributions with OpenBox, and the Wi-Fi wouldn't work where I'm using an older Dell, has a Broadcom wireless card, wouldn't pick it up. Tried to install OpenSUSE, and that didn't recognize my Broadcom wireless card. And then, of course, I went to some of the Ubuntu distributions. There was Elementary. I tried both the Luna and Freya. No Wi-Fi. And a couple of different distributions. I also put on LXLE. LXLE actually did work. It saw my wireless driver right out of the box, or wireless card, and but for Linux, and I love Linux, I do. But for Linux being this old, and people like LXLE and Manjaro, and I believe my father-in-law, he uses Trisquel Linux. Those distributions, no problem with wireless cards, our wireless cards. Dell is a very popular brand. Broadcom is a very popular brand. And for major distributions like the Ubuntu's, OpenSUSE, and even Arch, I'm not blaming these distributions, but if some of these smaller ones like Manjaro can get it to work and get it right, I don't understand why these other distributions can't do it or choose not to do it, because they're really they're alienating themselves a bit. I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, and this is just mine. Okay, guys. So the update has finished. So let's go back into the terminal and run Turbulence. And you can see here that it looks a little different. Oh yeah, the icon set looks completely different now. Remember how it was the dark one before? So this must have updated when we did the system update. So we'll again choose the Cherry Japan. And we'll slip these in. Audacious, VLC graphics, GIMP. Gotta love HexChat. That's here for AUR, multimedia, and printer support. Let's see if it'll pull them down this time. Synchronizing the databases. Do. Yeah. Taking a lot longer this time to synchronize the packages database. Last time when we were using the old Turbulence, it just zip right through these. But ever since I did that system update, it's a lot slower. So hopefully that's an encouraging thing. Hopefully we'll see some results. So YouTube, is this considered product placement because I'm wearing an Aeropost style shirt? You know, I put up my last video, and I don't mean to rant. I put up my last video, and which was a unboxing and sort of a first look at my Bluetooth speaker that I purchased over the weekend, last weekend. And I played classical music. You know, old dead guys. And never really thought anything of it. So, old dead guys, and I enjoy old dead guys. Anyway, so I played it, edited it, uploaded it to YouTube. The very next day, I had a copyright infringement on a flag on my YouTube channel asking me to either take down the video or remove the song. So I chose to remove the song, and everything seems to be fine now, but and maybe I'm just completely ignorant, which is totally possible. But I thought that classical pieces were in the public domain, and I could be completely wrong about that. And I apologize to whoever I might have offended with playing those pieces on my YouTube channel. If they were indeed your content, I wasn't trying to steal anything or rip anybody off. I just find that type of music enjoying and relaxing, and that was the whole reason why I bought the Bluetooth speaker, was to you know, be able to enjoy that music even more. And I still enjoy it. But I was just taken aback just a bit by the whole fact that, you know, it was copyrighted material, or so they say. So this seems to be working better. You know, in hindsight, I should probably uninstall ManjaroBox, reinstall it, and start this whole video process over again. But thanks to the magic of modern non-linear video editing and Kdenlive, which is the most amazing video editor that I think is out there. I've used iMovie, I've used Final Cut, Sony Vegas I have on the kids' Windows computer. I've used Blender, OpenShot, and Kdenlive. And I have to say, Kdenlive is my favorite. It's intuitive, it's powerful, and it just works. I know other people have other success, or have success with other editors. Back when I first got into video editing, let me tell you a story. Back when I was a teenager, actually before I was a teenager, when I was a kid, probably 10 or 11 years old, my dad bought a Panasonic VCR and camcorder. Now the camcorder, you'd literally have to take half of the VCR apart, and you plugged in a handheld video camera. sort of like how I have my webcam plugged into my computer right now. And you could walk around. You put the VCR into a pouch, and you would walk around with this ginormous 50-pound VCR strapped to your waist and a camera. Well, we got another VCR after a while, and what I would do is I would use the two VCRs and the video camera to splice pieces of video, and of course today it would be completely frowned upon by copyright, but I would take say a Disney movie, Aladdin or whatever, and I would splice in, I would interview characters from Disney's Aladdin, and put in segments of the movie that I wanted to answer my questions. So that was my first experience with video editing. That was very tedious, having to rewind and forward video clips that I wanted to use. It was great fun. I totally enjoyed it. There was even a little titler on the VCR. Very, very rudimentary. It was like you had to click through the entire alphabet to get the letter, and then you move over a space, and then you'd have to click through the entire alphabet, or not the entire alphabet, but till you got to the letter that you wanted. And there was some punctuation periods and exclamation points and those sort of things. That was great fun. Now, my first non-linear video editing software that I ever used was probably back in my graduating year of high school. Would have been, I think, Windows 95, maybe Windows 98. One of those two, and it was the first edition of Movie Maker, I think. That was kind of clunky, and you couldn't do a whole lot with it, but, everybody was on the same playing field. And then when I got married, I bought my first Mac, well, first and only Mac. I bought an eMac, and that had iMovie, and I loved it. I bought HDV camcorder, little Canon. Image quality in low light was terrible, and I bought the theme packs for editing, and it was great. I had chroma key, I had all this stuff, and unfortunately that was during the era where they were switching over. I bought a Power PC. The eMacs were Power PCs, and they went to Intel, and that just made my $3,000 eMac obsolete overnight. So what do? Well, we bought a Windows XP machine bought a Windows XP machine for my wife, and that worked for a while. And I was working at a call center doing internet technical support, and I was introduced to Linux. And in those days, the high-speed internet wasn't really a thing yet. Modem support was very iffy with Linux. Had to be a hardware modem, couldn't be a soft modem, or a Win modem. Do you remember Win modems? And I remember my first brush with Linux was Corel Linux, and I had to go to Staples, and I had to buy Corel Linux to install it on my old e-machine computer. What a hunk of crap that was. Anyway, so things progressed, and Linux progressed, and I've been using Linux now myself probably steady for the last 5 years, and got into video editing with Linux probably 2 to 3 years ago. Went through some tutorials online. YouTube was just starting to take off, and I started motovlogging, and the rest, as they say, is history. And I haven't looked back, and I've tried to go back to Sony Vegas and some of the commercial products that are out there, and I just don't like it. I don't find that it works for me. I find it clunky and very heavy on resources. Screencasters are hard to come by. Why would I pay money for a screencaster when I can get one that is excellent, like Simple Screen Recorder, which is what I use right now. This is definitely Turbulence. Going back to Turbulence, this is definitely working. You can see it's going through the gyrations of updating and installing the software that I requested, which is great. Did get an error retrieving one file. Operation too slow. And I may have to go in and edit where look for the fastest servers, which isn't necessarily the closest server. I believe there is a server for Manjaro, Arch, OpenSUSE, and I believe, no, not Elementary. Elementary is done by SourceForge. But those, Dalhousie University in the city, Halifax, has a server and serves up all these great Linux spins. Now, you don't have to worry. I'm not going to put all this up, this rambling that I'm doing. Just giving you a little background of where I come from, what I do, Linux-wise. And just basically killing time. I mean, a lot of people vlog, and I vlog. Well, I vlog, but I don't post my vlogs. Now, one thing that I've noticed, I've got my microphone over here and my camera over here, so I'm trying to face you guys and talk to you guys. Talk to whoever. Talk to the hand. And I got my microphone over here, so I'm actually speaking away from the microphone, which is stupid. So that will probably improve the sound quality a whole lot. Love my Snowball USB microphone by Blue. The best microphone I've ever owned. And you know what? One of the cheapest, to be quite honest. I went to a music shop in the valley and bought a quote-unquote high-end USB mic, and that thing is horrible. I bought a boom stand, a pop filter for it, and every time I plug that microphone in, I get some sort of feed loop hum in the audio, and I haven't heard or seen come across the sound waves any humming or hissing from this Snowball microphone. It's taking a real long time to install GIMP. I'm supposedly on one of the highest speed internets in Nova Scotia. I have the fiber op by Bell, and you know what? My cell phone, watching YouTube on high definition on my cell phone, buffers a lot. It stammers and stutters quite a bit. It takes a long time to load basic web pages or start Netflix. Python rocks. See, I thought I'd sit in front of my bookshelf because I wanted to make myself look smart, but everybody knows different. Well, I wouldn't want this install to go any faster, you know. Alright, pausing again. Thank you very much. Please come again. This is taking a long time, everybody. I have been at this for probably over an hour doing the upgrade. I think we're finally winding down, but it's still going through the gyrations of the turbulence install. Okay, now it's just going through the install process. It's downloaded all the packages, and now it's doing the install. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video. I'll do a reboot, and we'll come back, and we'll try to finish this up. Definitely taking a lot longer than what I expected, but I see things coming together. So hopefully this, once it's all up and customized the way I want it, it will be a very functional, stable, and light system. So we'll see you guys in a little while.